right, we are continuing on with Jasper Active. We're going to be starting lesson 6. In order to start Jasper Active, you're going to double click on your Jasper Active icon on your desktop. And when you do, that should open up your sign-in page. Now eventually, after you've used Jasper Active enough, or once you're signed in, it will automatically log you in. But if it doesn't, you're going to need to click Login with Office. You're going to click here, Login with Office, and enter your email. It should not ask you for a password. I use a different section as the teacher, but do as I say, not as I do. You will be using your Login with Office. And once you log in, as a student, you should see this screen. You may or may not have as many programs as I do. You will have Microsoft Word, so you're going to want to click on Microsoft Word. And we are on lesson 6, so I'm going to click on the lesson 6 tab. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 learns for lesson 6. If you don't see all 6 learns, you need to click Activate All. You have to try every learn before you submit your lesson, and then this percentage just needs to be 85% or more in order to get full credit. So starting today, on the first learn, inserting a table, I'm going to click on practice because I've already done it. That is the way that you retake any learn that you'd like to retry. You will click on learn the first time, and that's going to open up Jasper Active and Microsoft Word. And this has one thing to do, but multiple steps. So we're going to insert a table. Let me unmark as answered so it looks like yours. First, it's telling us to create a new blank document. And there are multiple ways to do that. You could try Control N. There's your shortcut. You can click File and then a blank document. You can click File, New, and a blank document. Since it doesn't tell us specifically how, you can choose how you'd like to create a new blank document. And then we're going to click on the Insert tab. This is the Insert tab right next to the Home tab. Click on the Insert tab, and then I'm going to look for the group that it's referencing. So it's talking about the Tables group. These are our group names down here at the bottom of the ribbon. So I'm looking for the Tables group. That's here. I'm going to click on Table. And then starting at the top box in the grid, I'm going to drag 4 columns and 5 rows. So my table at the top will say 4 by 5 table. I'm going to click in that last box, and it's going to insert a table with 4 columns and 5 rows. Now, it's really important to know the difference between a row and a column. A row goes from left to right. We read in rows. That might help you remember. A column, I think of a building. A column in a building would be up and down. You can also think of a crossword puzzle. So your rows would be your across and the columns would be your down. Whatever helps you remember, it's going to be important that you know the difference between a row and a column. All right, then it's also telling us that our table should be similar to this picture here. You can click on this picture. It'll bring up a box which you can then move around if you just click and drag. You can compare to make sure yours looks like the picture, and then click the red X. Then it's telling us to click in the first cell, row 1, column 1. This is our first cell. Each of these boxes on our table is a different cell, and this is row 1, column 1. And it's telling us to type first name. So I'm going to type first name, and then I'm going to hit the tab. Tab is the key next to the Q on the left side of your keyboard. You're going to hit tab to move to the next cell. Then I'm going to type last name and tab. I'm going to type division and tab. And I'm going to type local number. The number sign is shift and 3. And I'm going to tab. And even though there's not another cell in the row, it's going to take me to the next row. So then number 8 is telling me to type the following information into the table, pressing tab to move to the next cell. So you could copy and paste the above information, although since we're using tab to move to the next cells, it's probably going to be quicker to just type. Unless you have a large amount of text that you're typing, I always suggest trying to type instead of copying and pasting. And you're going to have to click on this box in number 8 to see the information that you're entering into the next part. So when I click on that, I get a box that comes up. It's got that information for me. If it were over my table, I could click and drag it down here. And now I'm simply just going to type and tab and enter all of the information that I'm seeing. So Jamieson, tab, Topanga, tab, home, tab, 3301, tab, Wanda, tab, Amandel, tab, business, tab, 3302, and Bingley, tab, Yang, tab, home, tab, 3303, tab, Kalinda, tab, Prasang, tab, life, and tab 3304. So now I can look at these two boxes side by side and compare. Mine matches, so I'm going to close that box. I'm going to go down to the next direction, which is number 9. It says click at the end of the text in the local number cell for the Kalinda row and press tab to create a new row. So I'm going to click at the end of the text in the local number cell. So this is my local number. This is the end of the text, and if you've just typed 3304, your cursor should be there already. If not, you need to click after the 4 in the very last cell. You're going to hit tab, and it's going to create a new row for you. Then it says in the first blank cell in the new row, type Hope. So I'm going to type H-O-P-E and hit tab. I'm going to type Misaka and hit tab. I'm going to type Life and hit tab. And I'm going to type 3308. It did say life twice. I just wanted to make sure that it had me type life in 3304 and then it had me type life again in 3308. And that is correct. So once I've got all of the information in my table, I can mark this as answered and submit. Return to Jasper Active.